What if I told you the monster from your favorite science fiction movie is real, living in the very lake you probably swam in last summer? An insect with a prehensile face, a spring-loaded weapon that snatches prey faster than human eyes can even perceive. A creature that spends 90% of its entire life as a juvenile killing machine, a perfectly engineered underwater assassin. This is not some alien from a distant galaxy. It is the Dragonfly Nymph, and it is one of nature's most terrifying and brilliant designs. We admire the adult dragonfly for its mastery of the skies, a near-perfect aerial hunter. But we forget the long, brutal life it lived before it ever grew wings. We forget the assassin that lurks beneath the water's surface. This juvenile form is a masterpiece of biomechanical engineering. Its jaw is not a simple mouth part. It is a biological catapult, a siege engine worthy of a Roman legion, capable of launching forward to grab unsuspecting fish and tadpoles. Its strategy is not one of brute force, but of chilling patience, the patience of a perfectly camouflaged sniper waiting for the one perfect shot. You think that monstrous, extendable face is the craziest part about this creature. You haven't even heard what it can do with its butt, and trust me, what comes out of it is pure jet-fueled genius. If you think that sounds insane, you have no idea what's coming next. This is the great paradox of the Dragonfly Nymph. On the outside, it is an unassuming brown bug, something you might mistake for a piece of dead leaf at the bottom of a stream. But hidden within that simple shell are mechanisms so complex, so impossibly advanced, they challenge what we thought we knew about evolution. It possesses an arsenal of biological weapons and integrated systems that would make a military engineer weep with envy. Its very existence is a testament to millions of years of evolutionary warfare, a quiet, deadly arms race happening just beneath the tranquil surface of ponds and rivers across the world. And we are only just beginning to understand the secrets it holds. That mechanical, alien-like face is only half the story. To understand the true genius of this creature, you have to look at the other end. Because while its mouth is a catapult, its rear is a multi-stage, biomechanical engine. It begins with a simple, almost comical fact. The nymph doesn't breathe through its mouth. It breathes through its butt. It draws in oxygen-rich water into a specialized rectal chamber lined with delicate gills, a process biologists call rectal ventilation. But for our purposes, let's call it what it is, butt breathing. This alone is a remarkable adaptation for an underwater life, but nature rarely settles for a single-use tool. This breathing apparatus is also the foundation for the nymph's most explosive secret, its escape plan. This is where the domino effect begins. The same chamber that gently pulses with water for respiration can be instantly repurposed into a high-pressure hydraulic cannon. It is a living submarine that weaponizes its own breath. When a predator, like a fish or a larger insect, lunges for it, the nymph doesn't flinch. It fires its engine. Powerful abdominal muscles contract with incredible force, squeezing the water-filled rectal chamber. The pressure builds instantly, turning the small creature into a loaded weapon. Then, the anal valves burst open, and a super-pressurized jet of water erupts from its rear, propelling the nymph forward in an explosive burst of speed. This is true jet propulsion, a feat of engineering that humans only mastered in the 20th century, and the dragonfly nymph perfected it millions of years ago. It is the only insect known to science to have mastered this incredible feat, a living submarine that breathes and moves using the same elegant, deadly system, nature's efficiency at its finest. But the truly mind-blowing secret wasn't just that it could do this, or even how fast it could go. It was the ridiculously, unnecessarily complex design of the valve that controlled it all, a design that baffled scientists for years and hinted at a purpose far beyond a simple escape. And that was just the beginning. This is where the story turns from engineering to medicine. That jet propulsion system was impressive, but scientists were baffled by one specific detail. The valve controlling the exit was ridiculously over-engineered. A simple ring of muscle, a sphincter, would have done the job perfectly fine for sealing the chamber and blasting water out. But the dragonfly nymph had something far more elegant, far more complex. A three-part interlocking structure called a tri-leaflet valve. The design was startlingly familiar to medical researchers because we have something very similar beating inside our own chests. 3 of our 4 heart valves are tri-leaflet valves. The question was, why would an insect need a structure as sophisticated as a human heart valve just to control its jet engine? The answer was a complete surprise. When scientists finally got high-speed cameras on it, they saw something impossible. The nymph wasn't just opening and closing the valve, it was controlling each of the 3 leaflets independently. It could open just the top one or just the bottom 2, creating asymmetrical jets of water. This wasn't for steering, it was for breathing. By precisely angling the jet of exhaled water, the nymph creates a low-pressure zone that sucks fresh, oxygenated water towards its intake valves for the next breath. It is a stunningly efficient system, but the real revelation is what this means for us. Current prosthetic heart valves are rigid, one-size-fits-all devices. They save lives, but their unnatural blood flow can damage blood vessels and cause clots, forcing patients onto blood thinners for the rest of their lives. But what if we could build a heart valve like a Dragonfly's? A smart valve, with independently controlled leaflets that could be tailored to each patient, mimicking the gentle, natural flow of a healthy heart. The blueprint for a longer, healthier human life might not come from a billion-dollar laboratory, but from the rear end of a common insect. This tiny creature holds a potential medical miracle in its body. But the most incredible secret was still hidden. Not a technology we could copy, but a transformation so grotesque, so profoundly strange, it breaks the very rules of life itself. This is where the story gets strange, truly grotesque. When you think of metamorphosis, you probably picture a caterpillar peacefully dissolving inside a chrysalis, a quiet, sacred transformation hidden from view. Forget all of that. For the dragonfly nymph, there is no sleep, there is no sanctuary, there is no protective cocoon to hide it from the world. The entire radical transformation from an aquatic monster to an aerial master happens while the nymph is still wide awake. It happens while it is still hunting, still hiding from predators, still fighting for its life. Imagine it. Inside its tough larval exoskeleton, a second body is being constructed. The body of an adult dragonfly. It is an alien thing, a creature of the air, being built piece by piece within the shell of a creature of the water. Its aquatic gills are dissolving, while primitive lungs for breathing air are developing. The complex machinery of its killer jaw is being broken down, its raw materials recycled to build the different but equally deadly mouth of the adult. Folded, crumpled wings, like wet paper, are growing within tiny pads on its back, preparing for a world this creature has never known. It is living 2 lives at once. It is 2 creatures in one body. A monster growing within a monster. An internal prison break waiting to happen. When the time comes, a deep, primal instinct drives it to leave the water forever. It crawls up a reed or a rock and holds on for dear life. Then, its skin splits open down its back. This is not a gentle emergence. It is a violent escape. The adult dragonfly, pale and vulnerable, begins to pull itself out of its old life, a grotesque slow-motion exorcism. It is not a rebirth. It is a shedding of a former self, leaving the empty shell of a killer behind as a monument to the life it once lived. And this is the final, brilliant twist in the dragonfly's story. We see this violent emergence as the climax, the grand finale. But we are wrong. The entire life of the nymph, that long, brutal existence that can last for several years, was never the main event. All of that incredible technology, the spring-loaded face, the jet-propelled escape system, the grotesque internal metamorphosis, all of it was just the prologue. It was all just a foundation, a brutal and unforgiving boot camp designed to build something even more extraordinary. The underwater assassin was merely the larval stage for an even deadlier predator. The dragonfly nymph dominated its world, the world of water. But that was never the endgame. The true purpose was to ascend, to conquer an entirely new dimension. As its new wings unfurl, pumped full of fluid, they harden in the sun, transforming from damp, crumpled tissue into crystalline sheets of living machinery. Its new compound eyes, containing tens of thousands of individual lenses, see the world with a clarity we can barely imagine. The creature that spent years crawling in the mud is reborn. It has become an aerial ace, a fighter pilot of the insect world, capable of flying backwards, hovering in place, and reaching incredible speeds with unmatched precision. The predator is reborn. It leaves the water behind and takes to the sky, trading its ambush tactics for high-speed dogfights, becoming one of the most successful aerial hunters the world has ever known. The rule of survival it teaches us is not just about adaptation, it is about total reinvention, a mastery of two worlds so completely different they might as well be on separate planets. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other everyday creatures are hiding engineering marvels we haven't even discovered yet? What secrets are waiting right in your own backyard? If this story made you think, give this video a like and subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.